We're just gonna start sending you pictures of streetlights saying, would click the pictures have streetlights every time? Careful there. Most
Wait,
people
is this
don't
a
even know that song
reference, dude?
anymore. What? What bars? When's the last time you've been to a bar?
Yeah, he
I
actually
haven't
has
heard
a life.
Journey in forever at any of the bars. I go to many of bars. Some are definitely not the right bars.
I think Warriors is singing that.
Oh, it even tells you your stream streak at the bottom of Twitch now. I mean, I'm not wearing any pants. Halfway there already.
I have several questions.
No, you don't.
Want any?
Are you telling me you sit down at your computer with pants on?
Yes.
Well, I have sweatpants on.
Weirdos.
I also have sweatpants on.
Weirdos.
It's fucking
Me?
cold.
It's cold in this motherfucker.
It's 63 degrees in my apartment right now. It's perfect. Yes.
It'd be 6 degrees more.
I could, but heat costs money. You're from Florida. I know your range is literally 70 to 72. That's probably why my apartment isn't currently in the 50s. Yeah.
You guys knew that PlayStation Portal thing came out apparently like yesterday, and a whole bunch of them are getting snapped.
The PlayStation Portable? I already have one of those.
No, the PlayStation Portal.
The VR thing, probably.
No, it's basically a Nintendo Switch on a PlayStation 5 controller. But considerably thinner and a lot more fragile.
You still need...
Hello there. How's it going, chat? Sorry, I'm running a little bit behind here. I have no excuse. I actually started setting up at like 7. I'm just slow. But I hope everybody's doing good today. We got a new Ordeal call campaign out on JP. I'm going to walk you guys through it to the best of my ability, even though I haven't looked too hard at it myself. Because, like most of you, I saw it was an Ordeal call campaign. And I basically said, is it a new chapter release? Looked at it, saw it wasn't, and then said, alright. And that was it. I have not had to look at it too much. We are also live on YouTube, so hello all of you YouTube mother lovers. Hope everybody is doing good. The tweet is live, so if you all will do me a favor and go give the tweet some love, I would appreciate that. It always helps me out. Grabbing today's artwork, and we are good to go. The bottom of that image is cut off every time. Yes, as it should be. Here's today's artwork. Go give the artists some love. And let me send this on over to the YouTube side of things so that you guys have that over there if you need it. Again, there's really not a whole lot going on right now. Y'all have heard me say this over and over and over again. I don't need to keep regurgitating it. I've seen people are upset with the fact that this is just not a big update. I don't know what to tell you, right? Like, I'm someone that I've anticipated that you have one more event that you're getting this year. That's it. Like, the rest is going to be stalling, chat. So, you're getting a dead week here. Next week will probably be a different campaign. You'll probably end up with a Christmas lotto, and then probably another dead week or two to end the year. That's it. I really don't think there'll be anything more. So, we shall see. I hate FGO of all the people to show up on a God Juna banner. I got a Nightingale. Yeah, I mean, the game knows, and it does that. People can claim otherwise, but I swear, like, you always get spooks of the same class, it feels like. BIA Johnny Depp, thank you for the follow before stream. For those of you guys that didn't see, we had the lotto guide that we got out. You guys can go find it on the Discord. That was done by Avalon. We recorded all of that yesterday. Got the video out for today. You guys should have all of the prep work you need to be satisfied for the lotto and all of the needs that you have there. So just take a look at some of the comps there. Try to find some things that'll work. But again, assume you're only going to have like those 9 days to actually farm the event. And if we get more, we get more. But I wouldn't anticipate that we do. That way you guys are okay. Oh, somebody actually... What, did someone actually make this the other day when I was talking about it? Or is that an older link? I don't know. I've been talking about this stuff for years. SR is still only playing your songs. Let me see. Let me see what I can do. Hello, McDankles. Get home from work, seeing all the Doomer stuff from JP players on Twitter and wondered what happened. I guess nothing happening was the issue. Yeah, I mean, I think FGO players have a right to be pissed off. And I want you guys to understand something, that I don't want any of you guys to think that I'm just this negative Nancy and that, like, you don't want to watch me because I'm negative all the time and shit like that. I try not to be, in all seriousnness. You guys know for years and years and years I've been a huge proponent of the devs. But, yeah, I mean, it's pretty obvious to anyone paying attention that the devs are not doing good things for what a live service game should be. We've had less events than we've had months. We don't get reruns anymore. Story pacing goes extremely slow. So it's not good for the health of the game, right? Like, I want people to be excited for FGO again. I want people to come back and play it more. I want this community to be vibrant and growing. But it doesn't always work out that way. And that's just something I think everybody has to, unfortunately, come to grips with. I just, like I said, I don't want everybody to, like, hate on me and think that I'm being, like, super doomer or something like that, because I really do not want to be, but it's difficult when the devs basically don't give you anything to speculate on or talk about. Like, chat, we could speculate on, when do you think Ordeal Call 2 is coming? I don't know. Like, that's the problem. They haven't given us any date. They haven't even given us a ballpark, like, oh, hey, it's going to come in Q1 of 2024. Like, we don't know. So at that point, it's anyone's guess. And because there is no communication, there are no dates, there's nothing sort of giving you any hints or clues, it's very difficult to kind of determine. There's no way we're getting Ordeal Call 2 this year. I mean, you could right at the end of the year or something like that, but I'm not going to hold my breath. Madisel, we're not going to take it anymore. Wait, in Arjuna Altar banner? Never mind. Yeah. Like I said, I think for at least from the NA perspective, because I see what you're saying, Horace, it's also disheartening because you know that that's where NA is headed. And you want the JP devs to, you know, get some new hires, get some new bodies in there, have a more robust plan and schedule, and then hopefully that can trickle down to NA, because otherwise you just have this like perpetual 2-year into the future lens that you just start going like, oh my god, we are headed for that. Like this year has been pretty abysmal on JP, and I told you guys, me and Trubs had actually talked about like what went on last year on JP, everything with regards to like the Road to 7 campaign and how much they stalled there. And we said that FGO really was going to struggle if it had another year like that. And this year has been worse. So that's kind of the issue. I really hope they give us something more to be excited about soon. I think if they're trying to pin all their hopes on like the 30 million download campaign, we haven't even made it to the 29 million download campaign yet. And they could skip it, but I'm a little bit concerned that FGO is not in a good place at the moment, and they need to do something sooner than later. Obviously, you have like New Year's coming up, so let's hope they do something for that. You guys saw, and if you think they never do anything at New Year's, chat, keep in mind that last New Year's you got basically pity on JP. So yeah, this New Year's they didn't really do much of anything, but it is what it is. So I'm gonna say they certainly can do updates there. It would be hype if they did. So I hope to see them do something. We didn't even get silhouettes this year. Yeah, I agree with that. And I called that out when that happened, as that's not a good sign. And you can kind of see, yeah, it really wasn't, right? Like, so like I said, I want to see them really step it up a notch. I want to see them go back to the way they have been. I want to be excited for the game. I want to promote the game. I want to get new people in here enjoying the game. Because I love this game. I really do. I don't know how to say that in like a more emphatic tone. Because this game has been years of my life. Y'all know, I would not be anyone of who I am with regards to streaming if not for this game. I always hope that, you know, as FGO goes through its rocky moments, that y'all are still here and still support me in that sense, because I've tried to be here and support you guys, right? Like, again, y'all know, like, practically no one wants to make lotto guides anymore. So I have to hand it to Avalon for doing that for us, because if we didn't make it, I feel like no one really would. And we kind of saw that last Christmas, where we didn't put out a lotto guide until like a day or two before the lotto, and there were no other lotto guides because of that. And I don't want to be like that asshole that like holds information from the community until the last minute to screw over other people. But I will admit that, like, yeah, the problem that we had for years is that other content creators would just copy you. And so you'd get all these other people and they wouldn't want to give you credit. But at the end of the day, I think there is a lack of enthusiasm within the community for the game. And this is reflected and starts with the devs. The devs have to themselves be charting a course for success and prosperity and enthusiasm and hype, right? Like, they have to be doing new, intriguing, and cool shit to really get that excitement back. And without that, I don't think you're going to have people making content for the game. And if you don't have people making content for the game, chat, and I want you guys to think about this, think about how much y'all take stuff for granted. Okay? Things like a lotto guide, things like a game press event guide, things like Colin with his drop graphics and stuff like that. So it's like everybody uses these things, and if people aren't making them anymore, even something like fandom, right? You guys know I deride fandom all the time because I'm like, y'all are slow and you must be off playing like Nikkei or Star Rail or some other shit, right? But at the end of the day, it's all volunteer work, and if the volunteers are not enthusiastic to do it, then it's a problem, right? And I can certainly point to the volunteers and say y'all need to try harder, but as one myself who kind of ends up doing a lot of this stuff of his own volition, I get it. You get burnt out after a point, and there is a point where like you kind of need help, and not having a good, prospering community is going to end up having issues with that. Type Moon needs to step up too, though. I don't know, right? Like this is always the issue with, we don't know how things are maintained and manipulated behind the scenes. So that's that's kind of the issue, right? Like you don't know how much of an iron grip Type Moon has on everything versus how much of it is just like a body issue, a manpower issue within the actual studio. It could very well be that Type Moon is the issue. But, like, this is something that we can only conjecture. We'll never know. So many people rely on you that when you don't do it, it becomes apparent because it doesn't happen from anyone else. Oh, yeah. No, I know. This is... You guys know. I've had my moments where I've been somewhat aggravated with the FGO community at large for a while. And the reason is because, like, if you go to Reddit, I'm not a household name there by any means, right? If you go on Twitter, I'm not the biggest Twitter person for FGO by any means. And if you go to all these other places, I'm not. But I've been here for years making content for the game, and a lot of the time that content gets ripped off or stolen by people, and they don't want to end up giving me credit. So that's been a big source of frustration for me, as it feels like I do all of the work for none of the credit, and then end up getting, like, basically shoved to the side in favor of, other people that are maybe more, like, new or exciting or something like that. I'm sorry, I'm not, right? Like, I can do some crazy stuff if y'all want. I just don't like making a fool of myself. I also, I take some amount of responsibility for, things that I do, and I say that, like, I want to be a good representative of the community, not someone that's sitting there making, like, constant bait content and stuff like that. I want my content to be informative. I want it to be helpful, and that's always what I try to do. The dev is getting too lazy. They need to stop giving more content or add content and events. Heck, maybe add a hard mode in FGO. I don't know. I'm just going to say they need to do something more than they're doing. It's the pacing that's predominantly the issue. Daya, thank you for the 7 months. Time flies lately. It does. It really does. Like, I was sitting here thinking, like, man, chat, we're already almost to Thanksgiving. And then after that, it's like a hop, skip, and a jump to Christmas. I feel like it'd be a lot better if they were transparent with what's going on behind FGO scenes. There's only one reason not to be transparent, and that's because it wouldn't represent you well. So, whatever the reason is, it's not a good thing, right? And a little bit too, it's also because bad actors might take things out of like perspective, right? So like, if I were an asshole content creator, I would sit there and be like, "Yo, dog, La Single's on fire, man! Like they can't do anything right. Oh man, they are just a shitty dev. They need to sell the game to another developer." Like, oh man, like that would be the type of stuff that you would be sitting there seeing people say, and they'd sit there and they would look, like I said, at the freaking studio tour video that they did, and they would take a look at that programmer, and they would set the programmer and his dejected face to, like the Guts theme, and basically just be like, this is what working at La Single is like, right? Like, so there's a point between like discussing the issues in the community and with the game, versus trying to like bait and drive the community downhill and like force it into a worse position than it already was in. I don't like people that do that sort of thing. But yeah, that's why they have to be a little bit careful with how much they disclose. Anything can be, made it into a mountain out of the molehill that it might be, and people can absolutely take things out of context and make it seem worse than it is. But they certainly need to be more transparent than they are. And I think it would start with like laying out some sort of roadmap or schedule. I think Mr. 2 years ago said that they have a roadmap through year 10. Do you want to know what would go a long way, chat? Because you're in year 9 of FGO. It would go a long way to hear that they have a roadmap until year 15. That would actually help. We would all want to know what that roadmap is, but I don't think the devs would tell us. But I think even just hearing this would be really nice, right? Like, it would be like, oh, okay, hey, they actually do still have plans going forward. It's not like they're flying by the seat of their pants type stuff. So, FGO 2, yeah. End of service is incoming. You either accept it and prepare for it or not. I mean, I don't think end of service is coming anytime soon in FGO, in all seriousness. But yes, I mean, I can certainly say that end of service is coming. Because that's true for any game, right? Like, FGO is not going to last forever. That being said, you hope that in the interim that they develop something else, right? Like, for those that love the Fate franchise, you want there to be more, not less. Okay. Ubuzu. So, Asukabe block. What I gotta do here. Speaking of fandom, let me go look. I would think the 10-year and 15-year roadmap would look the same, just with dates pushed out. Yeah, that is a potentially sad realization, but like I said, I think it's a good idea for them to just actually, is that a thing? For them to just actually talk about the future of the game rather than ignore it. And, we've talked about this before, that like Nasu making comments about FGO ending doesn't help things. I think this is where it slowly degraded the community over time, comments like that. And it's not helping now in the stretch when the game is struggling. Because, and I'm going to be real here, chat, I do think FGO is struggling at the moment. Not like struggling to survive, so much as it's struggling to produce content in a timely manner. And I don't think the community is growing at the moment. And with a live service game, you kind of always want to be growing. But you also got to give people a reason to try the game out. And I don't really think they're doing that at the moment. Okay, so this one is all bronze. If you'll end service sometime before the heat death of the universe, probably. Yeah, exactly. So I think it's clear, it needs to be stated, like, whenever we have statements like that, like, yes, it is very likely that someday FGO will end. However, when that day is probably a wildly different consideration between, like, like doomers and basically like people with a lot more realistic senses of things. Because like, I think this game is still wildly profitable. I think this game still has a very devoted fan base, and that is why you see the aggravation and the frustration, is because people want more out of it, right? It'd be more concerning if you didn't see it, because if you didn't see it, that means the game is like dead, and that like the community has moved on. Well, this be any 50%. Do I have a 50%er that needs... We'll just do this. Also, Nikke's not just plot, there's story too. Sure, but I don't think there's really any gameplay in Nikke. And I know everyone and their brother's gonna get on to me for that, but I'm sorry, guys. I feel like sitting there and turning on an auto aim bot is not actual content. It's the same reason that I think like Azure Lane's content is not very engaging. It doesn't mean that the game won't be successful, but it does mean that like it's gonna have its own select fan base, and after that, I don't think it will continue to grow. Oh, the heck? Thank you, phone? I don't know how you flipped upside down and managed to swipe over to another app. Okay, here we go. Is it not possible that the pacing is done better to better treat the devs? I'm gonna be real with you. If the devs need better treatment, and this is a record slow pace, do you think that the solution is to continue to slow the game down, or to hire more people to give those people a break? It is very clearly the latter, right? Like, when it comes to work in any workplace, not hitting deadlines is not seen as a good thing. It's not seen as, well, we should give them a break, right? Like, it's more of a point of, wait, we didn't hit that deadline. Why? Was it because we were lazy? I don't know, but either way, we should probably hire more people, right? That's usually what you have to look at it like. I went Anime Expo in the FGO panel. Wait, what do you mean? Anime Expo shouldn't be... Oh, you're saying that the panel itself is packed. Yeah, I mean, there's only so many seats in there. FGO has plenty of fans. And that's what I'm trying to say. It's like, it's not like the game's dying. It's just that the game is not in a growth stage. And if anything, it's probably shrinking. Do we expect any JP news from Anime NYC? Not unless you get actual anime news. Like, so something about, like, Strange Fake or something like that. But I would not expect any true Japanese news. That is a very special place in my heart. I wish only the best for the game. Yeah, I do too. Right? Like, I want people to understand, if I'm ever critical of any of this stuff, it's because I want it to succeed. If you're understaffed, hire more people, right? And like, don't get me wrong. Do I think that it's being done to help the devs? Like, yes, but kind of no, right? Like, it's probably more out of necessity. There's probably only so much they can do, right? Like, it's less that it's being done to help them and more that it's the reality of, like, they cannot make people work more hours than possible. Hiring more people equal less money for execs, sure. Still haven't recovered from COVID, probably restaffing. I mean, let's be real here, though. They also came out and it's, you know, this is where I have to give them crap on their communication. Their communication's been terrible because one of the few comments that they have made was literally the September after COVID, you know, like that January, COVID came out and it really slowed them down. And then that September, they said, once we got the Shisho Fest Lotto out, we're good. We're back on track. So that was a lie, because that never came to fruition. Like, the problem that they've had is that they've kind of inserted foot and mouth when they really didn't need to. They made promises that they couldn't keep, and not in the sense of like, hey, we're promising to be better. Just more like they don't make many statements to begin with. Period. So when that's one of the few statements you make, people are going to look at that really with a scrutinizing eye. The single's been hiring for years. Yeah. They still be using the Soccer Wars excuse? Listen, you say excuse, I think it's actually true. Like I think La Single / Delightworks has a bad reputation from everything that happened with Soccer Wars. I don't think that's an excuse. I think it's a painful reality. My guess is they'd have to hire 10 to 20 more programmers to actually get back on track. I mean, I assume that programming is their true bottleneck, because that's what the signs seem to point to. That being said, I don't know, right? Like, for all we know, it may be like they have a pure management issue or something like that. You'll never really know, not unless they decide to come out and talk about it. And if there's one thing that they won't do, it's talk about it. But I mean, like I was saying the other day, right, chat? Like, eventually you're going to get a survey. And when you get a survey, they are going to hear from us one way or the other. So I hope for their sake that they do some good stuff at New Year's before they release the survey. Otherwise, man, they are gonna be getting some people angry. You mean the New Year's survey? It's not actually a New Year's survey. It's always done early January, but it doesn't come out specifically at New Year's. All right, so then this one was which one? Which one? Kawaguchi? Yeah, Kawaguchi. And this one is all assassins and is a gold node. Mr. 2 said they had a 10-year plan. I think he meant they have a plan until year 10. No, he specifically said a plan through year 10. That being said, who knows, right? What's going on? Some fate drama? Trickster, it's more like JP had its announcement today for its new campaign, and it's just an Ordeal call campaign. People were expecting more. I guess what I'm trying to say, chat, is I don't know why people did expect more. Like, I do think it's okay to be upset about it from the simple standpoint of, yes, it's kind of becoming time to demand more. But I don't think it should be any surprise to people that we didn't get something more here. Like, the guide says to do each node once for the reward. That's all I am doing. I think we get the 90 plus really fast in this event. NA doesn't always get the survey, though. Yeah, that is the unfortunate side. That's why, in all seriousness, y'all should go and fill it out anyways. Like, even if you, and I don't know, you should be able to even put in your English friend code, because it does ask you. That's the only thing that stops you from doing it. This is assassins, so we'll switch back over to casters. Actually, no, we'll switch back to... There she is. Then we'll probably... That's spicy. I don't want to mess with that. I was going to meme and do Geronimo, but there is a pretty hefty middle wave there. So instead, oh, there we go. What if we did that? That could do some solid work for us. NA server doesn't matter much. Do they even read it? Okay, see, that statement makes no sense, Lucario. You said NA survey doesn't matter much. Do they even read it? So you made a statement And then you made a question right after that. And the truth of the matter is, yes, they do read it. We actually know that because we actually got some changes that we requested. That being said, I think there is a limitation to how much it does matter. I think that is going to be just a issue that the community will always face here on NA. Because we will always be second fiddle to JP, and there's nothing we can do about that. Right, she gets the 1 turn arts up, and then the charge. Well, if I can, I'd like to save that for turn 3, but I don't know if I'll be able to. Oh, I have Oberon on my backline. Okay, I guess it won't matter then. That should just be the guts up for the party. Yep. And then defense down, I think? Yes. There we go. Alright. I haven't used Shez in a hot second, and I still remember the kit. It's kind of wild. We actually had the devs fix the bug mystic codes through a survey. Right. And that's what I'm saying. They do actually listen to them. An A survey can't demand reruns. Yeah, I mean, you can't demand anything that JP didn't have. You can demand stuff maybe sooner than JP had to wait for it, but that's your best case scenario, I think. Well, we'll go ahead and do this. Increase of light streams and the addition of Michael to streams is likely due to NA survey results. I wouldn't say that. And the whole reason I wouldn't say that is because Michael's only been in the last, like, 2 or 3 streams, not, like, since the beginning of the year when the survey was actually a thing. I do think it's a good thing that he's there, though. And I think that's probably at least a result of some sort of feedback, right? Like, seeing people get excited and like the fact that he was on stream again. So they probably said, like, you know, you're right. This is a good idea. So chat, what if I told you that you could Black Grail loop? Because again, I started with a 50% charge sheet and I'm not using this, so it is certainly possible to Black Grail loop with Shez. And you can see this can do some really good damage. I'm gonna close my eyes here. Yes, you should. There you go, 1.3 mil. I can't believe they changed close call to narrow escape. So much less roll off the tongue. Yeah, I mean, to me, the whole close call thing, though, too, is more of a reference to, like, the head chopping, right? Gotta have an honest question, are you Knuff? No. Modern Warfare 3 did not stand a chance yet. We already have an infinitely replayable Kiara fight. Infinitely replayable, I'm not going to say that word fight. Honestly, you have main interludes, but you also end up having advanced quests on JP, and advanced quests are your replayable fights. A lot of people look down on them, though. So it is what it is. I am more surprised to see less and less and less, like, challenge-oriented content creators for FGO, and most of them are not, like, even the ones that we have, I feel like, are not really, like, kind of honed in on abusing those advanced quests for more content. However, I kind of get it, because at least some of the advanced quests are extremely gimmicky, such that there are only certain ways to beat them. But I feel like there could be stuff there if you're a creative person. Beating Kiara up gets tiring after a while, yeah. What on Saturday is the panel? Oh, that's a good question. I actually haven't looked. They did post the actual link for the stream. So it is in 3 days. Let me see if it says. Doesn't say in the thing. Yeah, like I know it's on Saturday, but I assume it's gonna be Saturday. Anime NYC's on the West Coast, so this may be somewhere around like 5 p.m. East Coast time. But I'd have to look and see when the actual panel is. Does anyone know off the top of their head? Oh, also, they didn't have Kawasumi come over for this one. That's big sad. Some of the most replayable content in FGO is just simple advantages for the enemy, like the Gawain and Luvia fights. Yeah, that's... I think that's another one of the like quality of lives that people have asked for, is like being able to see such advantages. Oh, you're right. It is on the East Coast. I'm surprised none of y'all know when the panel is. Normally someone knows right off the top of their head. No, Kawasumi is always a bad sign. She doesn't show up for every single one. You said West Coast? Yeah, I was thinking Anime Expo for some odd reason. Well, it's sometime between 10 a.m. and 7 p.m. November 18th, 8:45 Eastern time is when the stream starts, if that's what you're asking. Yes, that is what I'm asking. So that's Saturday at 8:45. Yeah, I mean, that should be fine, and I should be live for that. We'll also have D&D on Sunday, question mark? So, yeah, it should be Sunday. So, it's going to be... Oh, and by the way, chat, D&D session this Sunday is, like, we are actually mid-heist right now. So, all of the planning and prep that we were doing for the heist, if you were bored by that, we're actually in the heist right now. And let me just go ahead and tell you, we ended stream when shit hit the fan. So, that's... Should definitely check out our D&D stream. They usually bring people related to the content. They brought Beryl and Pepe VA last time because the story we got was LB6. I mean, they're bringing Beryl and Pepe again, though, here. So that's kind of a little bit more interesting. And there is at least probably going to be some relation, as they'll probably end up announcing Tunguska. But we'll see. And I want to be clear here, too, chat, that, like, I'm not going to let the devs off the hook from a simple standpoint of, like, you guys remember when I said yesterday that the devs need to lean into their clairvoyance. They need to inform us of the upcoming schedule. I don't mean, like, oh, hey, here's the Tunguska announcement when we all know what it is. I mean, like, they need to be pulling, like, what Korea's doing, where Korea gives, like, a 3-month roadmap. Where it's like, oh, hey, here's what's going to be in January, here's what's going to be in February, and here's what's going to be in March. Right? Like, that's really all they need to do. But they don't want to ever talk about things ahead of time, and I find that to be wild. Have I pulled for Okuni? I have not. I mean, like, I did I did a cheeky multi the other day, but that's it, really. Okuni and Ryoma are not in my role plans. I do have Ryoma on JP, though. He's actually pretty good, despite what people try to claim. No, he's not Mellison, but he is an arts looper, 50% charger. He can use Black Grail. He has overcharge, so he works really well in an invincible comp. Like, there's some nice stuff about him. Yeah, I was gonna say, I actually think for Korea they extended the roadmap because they accelerated the schedule a little bit more on them again. But it is what it is. still, I think Korea is actually handling things the right way at this point. They're leaning into it. They give you the 2 months. But, you know, again, that's why I'm saying this, is because I don't want anyone to think that when they come out at the Anime NYC panel and they go like, ooh, here's Christmas and Tunguska, that everyone's like, oh my god, they're actually leaning into it. I'm gonna be like, no, that's expected. Like, that's all they're gonna do. I really think that's all they're gonna do, but we'll see, right? Hopefully they do something else. So you're saying Ryoma's mid? No, I'm not. Let's face it, no one compares to Melisande. There are people out there that do, and actually outscale her at this point. And this is where we can safely say that the game is going through a power creep mode right now. That there are people that are actually outscaling Melisande, and it's kind of nutty that they are. They're probably also announcing the dates for Tsukiri. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised by that. Which I am going to say makes sense, but also at the same time shouldn't be announced at an FGO panel. If you really think about that. Especially when they don't have a lot of time at these panels anyways. By the way, chat, that panel is probably only going to be like an hour-long stream, not even, right? They're usually on a really tight schedule at each of these live events. So. Is a June date slotted, not actual date, though? Okay. Thanksgiving announcement when? Yeah, I do think you'll see Thanksgiving as well. I actually don't know what to do here, chat. Like, I have everything cleared at least once, and then, like, we haven't unlocked the next thing. This is where blue apples would be really nice in a weird way, but I will just pick something and do it. Out of all of these, it looks like I've gotten by far the most bronze. So let's go and tap the gold node again. I will literally just do that. Stays still up, so we got the MLB. And we will take it on here. We need to basically slot in another 3-star. Let's do Izo. But not the level 1 Izo. Holy cow. Yeah, it should be fun. Need to do the writer node 10 times? That's fine. Also, I wouldn't mind an FGOX Kirby collab. Chad, there's a lot of things that I would like, right? I love the Fate franchise. I hope they do more with it. I think it deserves it. I was talking about this at lunch, actually, that, like, can y'all imagine that if they actually supported it well enough over here in the West and, like, actually made some more mainline games for Fate, that Fate would basically be a huge IP at this point, and that you would have sort of Type Moon being the equivalent of Square Enix instead. And that's kind of wild to me if you actually think about that like you could end up having that, because I do think the IP has the broad applicability and appeal to actually get that level. But it would require them to actually make, you know, more games like Samurai Remnant, more games that are going to be noticeable by the general population and actually help them pop off and succeed. And I think having good upcoming animes is going to help that, so I really hope that Strange Fake pops off. I really think that could do wonders for it. So. Type Moon equals Square Enix, that's funny. You're right, it is, because what if I told you that Type Moon is far more profitable than Square Enix is already right now? Yeah! Anyways... Fate Stay Night not having an English release is crazy to this day. Yeah, I agree with that. Like, I cannot believe that they haven't done that. Strange fake anime has a lot of potential, really. I think if I look back to, like, I don't think Apocrypha was bad. I think Apocrypha actually did fairly well for what it was. But I do think Last Encore was terrible. And I think, like, none of the actual Grand Order anime projects have done a very good job of promoting the game. And that's not their fault. That is the fault of, like, the creative vision for them and the fact that they're so disjointed. Like, you basically have the original, like, Fuyuki anime, then you jump immediately to Babylonia, then you go back for Camelot, and then you go forward for Solomon. And it's like, yeah, I can see why people have a hard time following any such story. Last Encore is goated, though. It has Nero. Listen, Schmeiser, I don't want to insult you, but Last Encore may be the worst Fate anime. It might actually be. And that's saying something. Like, and I don't think that's Nero's fault, in all seriousness. I think it's just the way that Last Encore was handled. Worse than APOC? Oh, yes, absolutely. APOC's way better than Last Encore. Way better. APOC was actually decent. Like, APOC, to me, its only real issue is the fact that it's actually too short. And I know that's wild to some of you, because APOC had, like, what, like 30 plus episodes? So the issue with APOC is that APOC just has the biggest cast, basically, of most of the Fate animes. And so as a result, it's very difficult for them to give proper characterization in such short amount of episodes for all of the characters. They really can't develop all of them to the extent that we wanted them to be. Like, for instance, everybody says, like, oh man, I really wish there was more time spent with Shisugo and Mordred, right? Like, people wanted to see that even more because they really liked that interaction. Certainly there's some issues that I think people could have with Apocrypha's story, but I don't think that's unique to Apocrypha, and I think there's plenty of that you could criticize in any Fate anime. Yeah, I will say John X. Sieg is cringe, but outside of that... which doesn't bode well for a possible LB6 anime. Yeah, like, oh, another drop, Jesus. You really hope that they do more, right? Like, Last Encore was some drama, Rinasu trying to rewrite it or something too, I think. I know Last Encore was handled by Shaft, and I don't really think Shaft did a good job with it. I'm sorry. My favorite parts were Umu and Drake, and outside of that, I did not really feel like the anime actually had good pacing in the slightest. It dragged on at certain points. They spent, like, what was it, chat? Like 3 episodes on the whole nursery rhyme arc, and God, that lost me so hard. That's my drop can. I'm sorry. I wish they fleshed out some of the characters more. Yeah. Shaft like to put its signature Shaft spin to IPs. It's difficult to pin down any one problem with Last Encore, and I have heard this, that the season 2 of Last Encore was much better. Season 2 is just, I think, like, what, 2 extra episodes that they added on that apparently helped round things out quite a bit more, but I haven't watched those. All I can say is the first part was just not that good. So. Shaft is a weird choice. I mean, Shaft is a major anime studio at this point, so I don't see any issue necessarily with, like, oh, well, they chose Shaft, so much as I think you maybe run into issues when, like, maybe a non-veteran like director is being used or something like that. Because I'm gonna say this, I think Fate is a big enough IP, it has enough clout, especially on the Japanese side of things at this point, that it has the right to demand the best that a studio has, and that if it doesn't get that, it should pull the contract and go find a different studio, right? Like, you don't want their, like, third director that's like, hey man, I'm the son of the owner and I'm just out of college, give me a shot. No, you don't want that dude being your director. You want the guy that's like basically the Martin Scorsese of Japanese like film or something, right? Like you want somebody that is very well established handling your stuff at that point. I think Fate basically can demand that. When the fan animation is better than the actual animation. I mean, that can happen at various points, especially if someone makes it their like mission, right? At the same time, they'd mostly be glorified cameos or falling to the spider, yeah. Right now, they're just ghosting. Yep, I think they are. It gets what Genshin is getting or better. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm gonna say this. When we first heard about the Genshin announcement with them getting UFO Table to do their anime project, we still don't know if it's an actual anime because they really haven't said anything else about it as far as I know. But like, even just hearing that is like super disappointing. Right, like you're sitting there and you're like, man, I really hope that they actually do something more on like the anime side of things, because I think anime is like the big thing that has carried the Fate franchise for years. You wouldn't get the anime without the success of the visual novel, but I think once it became mainstream enough to get anime titles and those popped off, that, you know, man, Fate was doing great. And so it's wild to me to see that like they basically let the studio that put them on the map kind of get, you know, stolen out from under them. But they may not have been ready. They may have gotten outbid in some sort of process. Who knows, right? And I'm going to say this. I don't think they did have the money to outbid Genshin if it did get into a bidding war. You think Type Moon wants to spend coin on premium development, games, anime, or otherwise? I don't know. I honestly don't know. Like, I don't think they're phoning it in by any means. But I also, like, a little bit, guys, you got to understand, too, some of this is a factor of availability. Sometimes the studio you want isn't available. It doesn't have a slot. It's booked, you know, till Kingdom Come. And as a result, you kind of have to settle with what you can get. So I think they probably took a chance with Shaft, and it was just a bad chance. They made a bad decision that didn't pan out. I can't fault them for taking the risk, but I can say it didn't work out for them. UFO Table's not touching Genshin until Demon Slayer ends. I mean, maybe, but like, that's freaking wild to me, even still, right? And it may be that case that, like, you know, maybe Type Moon approached UFO Table, and UFO Table's like, yeah, we'll be ready in like 2026. And then like maybe Type Moon was like, that is not soon enough. We're gonna give this project to someone else. And then, you know, UFO Table turned around and was like, how dare you? Well, I'm gonna take a project from Genshin Impact. I don't know, right? Like you're to be a fly on those walls. You'll never find that one out. Not unless one of them does an interview or something. I didn't know 6 with Dean even, but it definitely blew up with UFO Table. Yeah, I agree. Who's doing strange fake anime? I think it's a like conglomeration of like Cloverworks, A1 Pictures, and even I think even Mappa's in there if I remember correctly. But I think like they helped out with some of the extra stuff. I think it is A1 Pictures that's doing it all though. UFO Table still hasn't given us details on MiHoYo. Yeah, I know. Like, which is it ain't looking good for UFO Table right now. And chat, I'm gonna say this. I didn't watch the most recent season of Demon Slayer. Okay, so I want to make that clear before I say what I'm about to say. That being said, I think UFO Table is still one of the best at animating action scenes in the entire industry. However, I don't think the direction and pacing of Demon Slayer was that good with the last season that I watched. It's actually why I didn't continue to watch, because it was at a time where we realized that, like, Attack on Titan was getting milked and stretched out, and sure enough, Demon Slayer was also getting the same treatment. That's why I swore off Demon Slayer until the actual story wraps up so that I can binge it. Because I said I'm not going to watch it season to season and just let them stretch it out infinitely and just sit there constantly waiting on them to actually progress the plot. So I think I made the right decision in that sense. But we'll see. Swordsmith arc was just a training arc that didn't need to be stretched out. See, I didn't even watch that. That's from the current season. I watched the prior season with the Entertainment District and the movie, and they made the movie take up 5 episodes of that when I had already watched the movie, and then they made the Entertainment District, one fight basically ended up taking up the entirety of like 6 or 7 episodes. So I thought it was great, but at the same time I'm just like, holy crap, this did not need to be stretched out this long. It was the equivalent of like Goku Spirit Bomb memes for 5 whole episodes, right? Like, you don't need to do that sort of crap. And the issue with that is that they made everything from a storytelling perspective happen in slow motion, basically time dilation, the meme. And that's kind of how they ended up, stretching it for so long. But like I said, I think they're great, but I can look at that and criticize that, direction, choice, and pacing. And I think the reason why is, as chat's already said, they're milking it. They're stretching it out. They're trying to get the most they can out of Demon Slayer. Because that's their baby now at this point. Have you watched the latest Eminence in Shadow? Yes, I love Eminence in Shadow. Eminence in Shadow is my anime of the season. It's so great because it has that hyper plot convenience that I hate in animes, really in any story. But then it just completely leans that we are plot convenient and we're gonna do it again. And it's great. Like, the entirety of the season, I think Shadow has said like a grand total of like 200 different words. Because he just keeps repeating the same lines over and over and over again. It's mainly A1 Pictures animating. Yeah. Yeah, it's like I said, I know they're getting help from like Mappa and Cloverworks, which I think is great. But it's going to be A1. Granted, chat, do any of you have a problem with A1 Pictures? Like seriously. Indifferent? So you have an issue with like all of this? Because I don't. I think it looks great. Like, I don't have any issues. And yeah, the thing with this is too, right? Like, you have action sequences where they're running, dynamic shots that are actually blending 3D and 2D together. Again, complete 3D, and I still think it just looks great. Like, I have no issue with this. If they want to do an anime like this, it looks awesome to me. And I think it'd be hype AF. To be fair, 20 seconds is different than 20 minutes. Yeah, what I'm saying is I think their animation quality is top notch still. And that at the end of the day, it's like the same thing as UFO Table, right? You can have amazing action animation, it just doesn't matter if your direction is bad. That at the end of the day is something I think a lot of people don't understand. So you can put that on the studio, but it's like, I'm at least optimistic about the animation side of things. I hope that, the direction is what's actually good. Fate route win, don't get me. Oh, please, a whole anime with Fenth, right? Let me take a look here, chat. I gotta take a look at app media, I think, to see what's in the nodes. Because this is our new Ordeal call campaign. We have half cost stuff. This is India right here. Yeah, it's just navigating app media that I always have the hardest time with. South Asia, I think, is the node they're calling it. So this one is chains, arrows, and lamps. That's not bad. Khan has it? Well, I know Khan has the drops, but does Khan have the actual makeup of the node? So this is a 221 node. Ooh, that is a spicy meatball of a caster there. Human, chaotic, good, female, humanoid. Recommended to equip Black Grail. You a thing? Yeah, I can do that. The first two waves are all berserkers. So it doesn't matter really what I take to kill them. Yes, the 7 class mackerel is special attack is effective. All right, we'll go with the 7 class mackerel, chat. Hello, Angora. How's it going? There's my 7 class mackerel. Hopefully that'll be enough. That one. The problem is the 300k in wave 2. Bro, chat, I love Japanese translation with Google Translate. Because they want you to know that if you use Morgan, the road is tough, but it's possible if you allow clitoris punching. Oh, man. Gotta love Google Translate, man. I expected Strange Fake might possibly get delayed. I think it already is delayed in that regard. Like, I think they had originally anticipated it to come out, like, I don't know, maybe summer this year, and they maybe didn't get the slot or something like that. Two waves is tough. I could do Habitrot, but we have party cost concern. is an actually difficult node if you don't just go AoE. Possible for Michael Jackson to be a servant? I mean, yes. Should it be? No. I'm trying to think who my best options here are, because I can use a rash to kill like the first wave. The big problem is the 300k Berserker, and it's a Golem in wave 2. Oh no, sorry, it's not a Golem. It's a Kali. So it's Earth, Evil, Demon, and Beast. Do I have a powerful self-charging demonic AoE? Just a moment. Think me do. Can Habitrot kill it? No, not without buffs, right? It's not considered divine. Damn, I was gonna say Taiko Bo would be great. Demon, demonic, evil, and wild beast. Demonic is probably the easiest to hit. With the best power mons. My Vitra isn't that good on J. Wait. Oh, I think I have an MP2 Vitra. Oh wait, no, she's anti-divine. I'm looking at the list for demonic. Hold on. Death Pro. Wait. He's still a gold enemy. Death procking would not be very easy. Wait, Aiko. But wait, no, her third skill is servant only, right? Oh, yeah. Damn. That would be demonic and earth otherwise. And I have like an NP2 Raiko on JP. Due to GSSRs. Zach, thank you for the 25. I hope you're doing good as well. I'm trying to find a eloquent solution for this node. About your MP2 Arcuid? Yeah, maybe what I have to do is something like that. Zeus, thank you for the follow. Evil. Effective. Ace? Uh-huh. Your C-bomb video helped me out so much. Thanks, no problem. Which character are you talking about? The elf girl with the armor? You talking about Bradamante? Give me one. Talking about this chick? Oh, sorry, I said Bradamante. Breedomart, yes. Yeah, Breedomart is very nice. I really like her design. Sorry, chat. That one's an honest mistake. It happens. Think this can. I hope this can work. Whoa, what the heck? I think I just accidentally hit the auto party former, which I do not want to hit. All my homies need damage, chat. Let's go in, let's try. I get the feeling I'll come up short on wave 2, but we gotta try. What am I doing? I'm going into an ordeal called node here that I haven't done yet. Nah, Rash should kill this. Rash should kill this. I'm not going to trigger anything else, because, like, the entire premise here is that, in case I screw up, I want to delay my actions so that I have an extra turn of buff. There you go. Arash, do it. Okay. Bum, 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 bum. Ba-da-dum. Ba-da-dum. I'm very curious as to the damage here. Might just be a Tiamat node? I don't have Tiamat. I like seeing overkill, but that's spicy meatball! Oh boy! Da-da. Da-da. Okay, let's see. I don't think it's enough damage. That is not even close. Wow. Okay. That lied to me. But that is exactly why I'm glad I set myself up for success. Because I'm gonna do it again, chat. Not very Mahatma? Yeah. Oh, no, I had the solution in my party the whole time. I had the solution in my party, chat. So the real problem is that Kali... She won't replace all of your single target units. The issue at play is if you have a class that you don't have a good option for, she can definitely fill in the gap there. I mean, I should be able to do it. It should be possible, chat. At least a rash handles the first wave easy. Okay, so Black Grail. There we go. Easy, chat. Just have an NP5 level 120 Super Lartoria. Surely y'all have that, right? Easy solution. Anyways, even if this doesn't kill in 3 turns, this is a safe comp. Have you seen 100 Girlfriends? I have not. Where is Guda? What do you mean, where is Guda? For JP? I saw a lot of people asking about that. You know, and someone brought up a good point. Technically, year 1, or sorry, like at the beginning of the year, rather, we already kind of had it with the Takasugi Valentine's White Day event, right? So, like, you could argue that that was Guda, but yeah, I mean, I agree, right? Guda canceled. JP Raw and Brazilian Portuguese. Okay, listen, I can tell you how to understand Brazilian Portuguese, okay? So whenever they go ja 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 ja, it just means they're laughing, okay? I have no idea how to speak Brazilian, so. Guda Christmas is real? I mean, I think that'd be a great Christmas idea, honestly, so I can't wait to see them do that. And then we have the other node, so I'm not going to spend all of my time there doing that. And this one is South Africa. Wait. Nani? Oh, okay. So this one is just a 1 out of 1, 1 million damage, or 1 million HP King Protea alter ego. Okay. Means you either want a really strong single target Pretender, a really strong single target Berserker, or one of the classes that one of the characters that end up having extra damage against alter egos. So like Kama, you name it, right? AP is divine? Yes. She's lawful good though, so that makes that a lot harder to exploit traits. She's a machine. That's... I swear machine should not be machine, it should be translated as construct. And that one would make it make way more sense. But translating it as machine makes, like, no sense. So they're actually saying, oh, yeah, divine special attack. Problem is more, how do I amplify power them? As strong as your Faker, I think I just got MP2 of her. And not one servant, yes. Okay, so for this one, I could still do Castoria. However, I want whoever's going to amplify damage the most here. Castoria. He has overcharged his gimmick. Oh, if only she was chaotic. That would be so much more useful. So she doesn't have any MP damage in her kit. Okay, the allies attack by 30. Down of 20. Power mod of 50. You're looking at about 100% modifiers. Oberon technically, especially for an arts unit, it's only going to provide 60%. So she is the better third support, the better tertiary support there. If I want a one tap, I think I do it like this. The only problem is I need a 50% C here in this. So it's like if I'm trying to do a 6-slot comp, it'd be better the other way around. Because, like, low-key, I kind of got to get Martha to her NP this way. So I'm not sure this is better. All Statesmen or Seraph from the shop? Seraph, 100%. Might just do Oberon anyways, because I don't really care about another craft essence there if I do it that way. If I'm trying to min-max bond. What am I listening to, chat? Oh, I don't have I don't have a level 100 variant of this. I'm not sure that's going to be doable then. At least not at 6 slot, not for me. But we can try. We can try to 3-turn here first with this. Yeah, the only issue with Castoria Berserker is she just does not need, like, extra charge. She's that freaking strong, especially for a one-shot. You're listening to great songs from the past, of course. I see. Well, Space Cowboy's the one that requested this. Mr. 305, your mathematics is confusing. Yes, 2 + 2 = will undress you. You're learning, chat. Okay, so let's go ahead and pour everything on in. Go ahead and get rid of Castoria there. And this is like one shot or die since I've basically set my unit up to get bricked. But there should be enough modifiers here. I went to Mamo, who has even more MP damage. That'll scale better with Oberon, so... Yeah, there you go. So... that probably shortchanges if I back out the Black Grail, but... That's not bad. That's probably like 800k without Black Grail there. Wondering if I could... Yeah, the issue is, like, if you're trying to be CE efficient, it may just be better to go for a 2-turn instead of one-shotting it. But that's an interesting node in that regard. I do like it. I think it's a peculiar one. You can take Ocean Flyer. Did I have Ocean Flyer on Oberon? God. Alright, hold on. May as well spend it. Rip. That's not the one I want. That one I think is... Yeah, that should be fine. I think it's Master and Bond. And all attack scaling as well? Nope. HP, so we're gonna swap that. We're gonna go for a 2-shot here. Trying to think of the best way to do this. We'll see. I wasn't sure if Oberon was being used as a backup DPS. No, he wasn't. I just messed it up. Okay. This is 3 turns, so we should be okay. I'll go ahead and pop Tamamo's Morph just in case, because she is a caster. And we will play for the 2 turn, which be interesting. Now, keep in mind, there's no Black Grail on this one, and there's no Oberon Buster buff. So this won't do nearly as much damage. That's not bad, though. Holy cow. That still did about 700k without the Buster buff there. That might have killed. Especially if I pop the Mystic Code. That may have been a good roll, though. We'll actually get to see how it is this turn. Although, technically, I consumed the overcharge stack already. This would be the same other than without overcharge stacks, and this would be my true damage here. 933, that's... Ooh, without the overcharge stacks, that's pretty close. It's 2 ranks on her, isn't it? Charge 1 allies MP gauge, overcharges their MP by 2 stages, 1 time 3 turns. So that would get her... Oh, but hers doesn't scale well. That'd only get her up to 75%. So you get 25% extra... 25% extra power mod. And it might. That might do it. I'd have to really sit there and try, and... I think it's safe, right? It's only 20 AP to try it. Yeah, the problem is it's 1 more storm pod, and I don't have more storm pods. So I will try it on the rerun tomorrow. But like, that is probably one-shottable, at least for mine. Keep in mind, guys, I have a decently strong Artoria Berserker. Also, like I said, the meta thing to do here is actually take Tamamo instead of Castoria. It's not threat against humanity, so you're basically looking at Tamamo providing the same 50% arts buff that Castoria does, but instead, Tamamo is also going to give the 30% MP damage up for 3 turns. That also gets doubled up by Oberon compared to Castoria's only 20% attack up as her extra modifier. If it was threat against humanity, Castoria would win hands down, but it's not. So, therefore, Tamamo, when you don't need charge, is the better power amping option. And this is what I've said. Like, when people say that, you know, like, oh, you know, Tamamo is dead, Castoria killed her, I'm like, yeah, y'all are using your brains. Which Artoria Berserker? No. Castoria. Like OG Castoria. Not Castoria Berserker. But that's pretty easy. And then, because there's like nothing else going on JP right now, chat, I'm gonna be real with y'all and tell you, second shop here. I'm gonna be real with y'all and tell you that you should probably make blue apples right now. There is really no other reason not to. I don't see why you shouldn't. When they give you true dead time like this, make your blue apples. There's really nothing else that I think needs to be done. Actually, let me double check that here real quick. Let me make sure. You said Artoria? Well, I'm not wrong, am I? Oh, wow, we never posted the maintenance bulletin for, or not maintenance bulletin, but the actual, like, news bulletin for JP. There's the new challenge fight, too. Yeah, I know, but I'll probably save that for tomorrow. As wild as that is, it's not like there's a whole lot going on, right? Man, there has not been news out of JP here for a hot second. Give me 1 second, chat. Just looking at something. I don't know why that keeps zooming it in to the side like that. That's kind of weird. Wow, this campaign lasts for 2 weeks. Again, it's half cost for Ordeal call nodes themselves. 2 free quests and 1 high difficulty quest is added. Like, I have no problem with them doing this. I think this is perfectly fine. And I'm gonna say this: if people are angry at them for this, they're off base. They're wrong, right? Like, you shouldn't get angry at them for adding more Ordeal call quests. This is something we've asked for. I think it's perfectly fine of them to do this. The issue, again, is why are they not doing more? Why are they not, like, kind of giving us other stuff? So that's why people are getting somewhat upset. Also, they're still not giving us more of the unlockers for the final thing. It's the, like, yellow-blue one, not the pure yellow one. So that's at least a little bit concerning, because without those, you can't actually progress into the upper echelons of class score, which means they're hard gating us. Because, like, I don't think anyone right now is out of either of these unlock materials, because you simply don't have enough Stardust yet. What we are out of is basically the, you know, whatchamacallit, the actual end unlocker. Yeah, you got missions. I think it's basically just do like 3 a day, which is use your storm pods, chat. Yeah, then you got to beat the high difficulty quest. Yeah, clear it once, 3 times, 6 times, then 9 times. So you got to do it 9 times total. So basically, for a 15-day campaign, you have to use your storm pods 3 times. That's kind of nutty to me. I don't know why they don't put a higher, like, requirement. And honestly, they should. They should actually, like, reward people for doing that sort of thing. I think, at least. Advance the main quest progress. So it looks like they're trying to get you to do up to part 1 and part 2 and Socio 1. So it looks like they're trying to get you to just get completely caught up on story. This is actually a good sign. I'm going to be real with y'all. The fact that they want you to get completely caught up and they're incentivizing you to do so, even through Ordeal Call 1, is a good thing. This means, chat, that they actually are trying to say, get past LB7, get caught up, and they usually do this before story chapter releases. I'm not guaranteeing you're getting Ordeal Call 2 this year, but, like, that is a good sign. Yeah, this is also why for the longest time, chat, I've had the opinion that the 0.5 chapters do not count as main story releases. Okay? Even the devs don't treat them that way. Straight up, you can see. Please note that Main Quest Part 2, Chapter 5.5 and 6.5, Subspecies Singularity 1 through 4, which is Epic of Remnant, and main interludes are not included in the mission. They are not required for a bunch of the things that you need in order to get caught up. So that's their way of telling you, hey, you don't have to do that. So if the devs don't treat it as a main release, I don't know why we do, and why we give them that pass. During the period below, AP consumption for free quest on blank Earth. So again, it's only the Ordeal Call stuff that's halved. Storm Pod will be consumed as usual. You don't get more of them. They're not half-cost Storm Pods, so... honestly, I want y'all to think about this. This means that for 15 days, okay? For 15 days, basically until the 29th, you have half cost. times 3. Okay? For 15 days. As a result, you're saving basically 60 AP a day times 15. It's nice, not that big of a deal because it's limited. And the other thing I'm going to point out, this also kind of shows that Stormpod nodes don't need to cost 40 AP and never have. I'm going to tell you this right now. I see this coming in the future. I don't think they'll continue to be 40 AP forever. I really don't. I think this is going to be a source of contention for the community, and the devs are going to realize that people are pissed about Stormpods and how much of their AP it consumes, and they're going to sit there and they're going to go, crap, what do we do? And I think at that point they'll end up like basically sitting there and going like, well, we can't give them more storm pods. So they'll either do one of two things. They're either going to increase the limit on storm pods up from 9, or I think they're going to reduce the cost of the nodes down from 40 AP. One of these two things will probably be true. That way you can either stockpile more of them, or they don't take up as much of your AP to consume. That's 1.5 more blue pulls a day? Yes. Because I think this is the big source of contention, is the devs want you to do storm pods to work on the class score system. The devs also want you to do storm pods basically to waste more of your AP and to force you to play every day. The player side of this argument, though, is that having to consume 120 of your, like, 280 AP a day for, you know, just the storm pod nodes and what they give, which are not always what you need, is a problem. That instead of having 280 AP, you now functionally have 160 AP to actually do what you needed to do before, making it harder for newer players to catch up. I don't think that's an incorrect statement either. I do agree with them in that regard. The storm pod nodes are really nice. The nodes that are equivalent to them, the storm pod nodes, are greater than. But yeah, it's a valid point. Like, when you need, I don't know, something like spirit roots, and spirit roots are not in any of the Ordeal call nodes, and you need to be farming that, and you want to go sit on the free quest, you now have 120 less AP to actually do that. That's a problem, I think. But this will also potentially get alleviated over time with more of the Ordeal call node releases. And that's why I think you're already seeing that, as you can see here, they're basically on part 4 of this now. This is their 4th Ordeal call release of nodes. Part 1 was the initial release. And then they've now had 3 parts since then, giving additional stuff. And I think they needed to do that. I think the more nodes they add to Ordeal call, the better it's going to be. The only problem that they're going to have is that eventually the Ordeal call nodes will become meta. Like, they will just be the outright best things to farm. And then people will instead flip around to complaining about the reverse. Either that they don't have access to them and they can't do it and it's a haves versus have-nots, or that, you know, they're going to sit there and go like, why can't everything be at this efficiency rate? I'm not going to bother with doing normal free quests because they're not worth it. So it'll be really weird to see. Have be a reward for completing part 2, be a cost cut to 20 AP. Yeah, I think there's ways you can do it. Please note that the event period for receiving these are different, blah, 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 blah. All right, we already read this, yada, yada, yada. During the period below, AP consumption until Chapter 7 of the main quest Part 2 will be reduced to a quarter cost. I'm gonna be real with y'all. Doesn't matter. They can reduce it to nothing. People still will not do it. The people that haven't done LB7 now, at this point, almost an entire year later, you either haven't done it because of one of three reasons. You are either new and can't have done it yet. You basically can't because you can't actually beat the fights. Or you are lazy and don't want to do it. Half costing it might cause some level of increased ascension, or incentive rather. Sorry, quarter costing it might cause a level of increased incentive to do so, but your new players aren't there yet and thus won't do it. Cutting the cost in half doesn't allow people to do it, so it's only going to resolve this issue potentially. The only people it's gonna get. So at the end of the day, they got a little bit of a problem on their hands. They give you extra, and this is the better solution right here. They gave more blue cubes. The problem is, and I've talked about this, that there are several fights in LB7 where they explicitly disallow the use of blue prisms. That's not good because it defeats the entire point of blue prisms, which is to allow you to get through story fights that you maybe find to be too hard. They're going to have to make a decision on that. What do they value? Having a community that is up to date on story? Or enforcing a stupid bullshit arbitrary restriction that they don't need to? Guess which one's gonna win in the end, chat? I easily see this one getting undone. Easily. Easily see that getting undone. I'm surprised they haven't already undone it, honestly. Gee, I wonder what they'll choose? Yeah, I do too. Login bonus eligible. If you're a new master, you'll need to clear Fuyuki for it. So basically, they added more to the Da Vinci Workshop exchange. I have another nitpick, chat. Why? Seriously. Why? Give them out for free. Who cares? Imagine not being able to buy them because you don't have enough mana prisms, which is a very real reality for a lot of new players. New players are always strapped for mana prisms, especially if they haven't participated in a lotto. I don't understand why they cost anything at all. And it's such a, like, tchotchke expense here, too, because it's mana prisms. Any veteran player doesn't care about mana prisms. It doesn't matter. So I don't know why they actually, like, didn't just waive the cost and give it out as part of, like, the login campaign or something. I don't understand why they do that. It's like they felt the need to make it cost something. All main quests from part 1 and part 2. Epic of Remnant, chapters 5.5, 6.5, and Ordeal Call part 1 is where you can use all of them. So basically, it's usable in everything. Steel Fubuki, thank you for the follow. And then, yeah, then you end up with the actual banner here, and your banner is the Return of Arjuna Altar. I did see, again, you know, people pointing out, like, why didn't they buff any of these units? I agree with you. Y'all know my stance on this. Like, I guarantee you can look at just about every single unit here and say they could use a buff. The one exception probably being Arjuna Altar, right? Like, that's it. He's probably the only one. I do think Lakshmi's in a good place for what Quick is right now at the moment. But outside of that, yeah, I think you can give Tel a buff. Asclepius is okay. The best buff you could give Asclepius would be making him permanent, but it is what it is. More buffs for God Juna, yeah. Yeah, God Juna I don't think really needs it. They actually kind of Arjuna is one of the like early versions of power creep that I think in retrospect they realized they just made him way too strong. And that's why you see buffs now to like Mama Raiko and stuff like that had people malding because Mama Raiko is rightfully challenging Arjuna Alter. And like I said, it's been years coming. Arjuna Alter's had, you know, since year 4 basically of FGO to just sit there on the top of the heap of all the AoE berserkers in terms of damage output. I don't think it's a problem to have somebody finally challenge that after years, but still, it is what it is. Wait, what the heck? Oh, just the notes on summoning here. Well, actually, this is intriguing. I assume, and they didn't give us a schedule, did they? Oh no, they did. Okay. Yeah, so it's gonna be 2 separate banners. Oh, that's they sandbagged Janako. I'll say this. Good, right? Because the truly evil thing to do would have been to invert the 3 stars and to basically put Asclepius on Janako's banner and Tell on Arjuna Alter's banner. That would have been evil. So low key, I am glad they did this, but like, I'm gonna be real with y'all. It should just be Asclepius. You don't need a raid up for a permanent 3-star. You just don't. It doesn't actually matter. It should just be Asclepius is available on both banners. I see no point to that. That's dumb. No love for Hot Wheels? Yeah, it would be nice to have Hot Wheels on this. I do agree with that. Like, to me, they got to find inventive ways of bringing a lot of the 4-stars back, and the fact that you only have 1 4-star here, you could have basically paired Janako with Lakshmi and then instead put Hot Wheels up here, and that would have made it fine. But Telcoins, you're right. Yeah, I mean, the issue with this is purely that you will get Telcoins either way, right? Like, I don't think it's a big issue. But, I mean, maybe I'm out of the loop from the simple standpoint of I usually have a good chunk of FP on both my servers. Not everyone does, so. Or any other time permanents are rated up, to be honest, yeah. Ashra Talman's last banner was a 4-way split during LB4 Road 2 banner, yeah. Yeah, like I said, it's wild, but I actually low-key feel like the 4-stars are rare nowadays. Not in the sense of like, oh, they're rare to show up in the gacha, but I mean, like, 1, you don't have pity for them in the gacha, and 2 is that, yeah, they're not guaranteed to get a banner every year like your 5-stars seemingly are now. A banner was awful. I always think it's awful whenever you have like a 4-way split or a 3-way split or anything like that. It becomes very difficult to actually roll the thing that you need, right? And I don't think that's crazy to say that. I think that's just how it always is. Okay, chat. We're going to play some Baldur's Gate. We will continue on tomorrow. Again, I hope you guys enjoyed the sneak peek there at whatchamacallit, Ordeal call. Just a brief warning here. We are picking this back up in Act 3, so be very careful. However, odds are I have not made the same decisions as you, so you're probably fine in that regard. Even if you see something, it may not be how you experience it. I did actually see a recent video on like some of the more OP builds in Baldur's Gate, and definitely like some of the weird like reactions that you can have in the game. Okay, chat, there you go. Now we're on green screen time. I'd take dual rate ups over 0 banners. I would too, right? I think it's any rate up is better than no rate up at all. And that's the usual premise I have, which also means that whenever they give us a shitty banner that has no rate up, that's like a potluck pool, you shouldn't roll on that. I think that's when you got to be careful. I don't think I've seen any of the same things. Yep. Your entire playthrough is different than mine. I've killed a few people. That does happen. Video time? No, not today. I may have another video to record for you guys later in the week. This week will probably be a pretty light week for recording because we are still pretty far out from the actual lotto. Next week I'll probably start going into Scotty analysis and stuff like that. Martha's analysis, that sort of thing ahead of the actual Christmas event. Also, we're gonna have news coming out with Thanksgiving and stuff like that. So not a lot that I can do. Where's the other half of my body? I ate it. Also, chat, such a nice loading screen. I have no idea why this is taking so long to load, though. Let me kill OBS, as that sometimes has an effect on it. OBS low-key eats a lot of system resources depending on your setup.
She slit my belly and filled her cup with my blood. A toast, she said, to her false god.
Ah, yes, this conversation.
She told me when her cup ran dry, she'd come for the rest of me. I'm done for. I will hold her off as long as I'm able. Run while you still can. Don't even think about fighting her. This foe is too powerful.
I will not run. I have no fear of Orin.
You'd underestimate Orin the Red. The last mistake you'll ever make.
Well, that's weird.
Look at it, crawling and sniffing and rooting around in the filth. Is it my netherstone you seek, little piggy?
Yes.
Hush, hush. Orin will take care of you and your little pet.
Ooh. So we can basically sit here and say, hey, what have you done with her? Or we could try to play her against Gortash, because Gortash did warn us. Gortash basically tried to double cross her and said hey, main protagonist, join up with me because she's gonna backstab me, which she's 100% right, but
Gortash, the little lord of darkness. I know him well. Yes, and he knows me. Knows how my blades sculpt and carve this city. I could peel a fine pelt from the mud I caught sniffing at your heels. Drag skin from flesh, from bone.
Dad, where's she on the crazy hot
I
matrix
will
for you?
not Slice. Her kind die too easily. The Murder Lord demands a better offering. Something new. Sticky, sweet.
That's no problem,
and
Andrew.
delicious. He wants you.
Okay, the Murder Lord wants me. Why? I'm making Aurelia see through here. Come for me and you meet your god soon enough. That's no god you hear. It's your own twisted imagination. So does everybody else. I'm afraid he'll have to wait his turn. Yeah, I'm okay with that.
The Murder Lord does not need permission to kill.
No, he does.
You
He's been
are
put in timeout.
dull. A blunt blade unfit to flay. But you could be sharpened, thin and jagged. Yes, I will tell you what to do.
Okay. I'm sharp enough already, I'll show you right now.
No, not here, not now. The tyrant must fall first.
You've heard Gortash's whispers. I see how your skull swarms with his promises. He whinges and wails over the crown of Karsus, wanting to command it without me. Oh, how I long to slit his poxy smile from ear to ear. But I can't touch him. He bound my blade when we first conspired. Gortash didn't want me at first. Didn't trust me. Got me to wag my tongue, swear an oath never to hang him from the hooks. Drip train him into father's open jaws. You must kill the tyrant. Take the netherstone from his corpse and bring it to my temple.
Why?
There we slice and shred each other. The survivor claims the stones. What's left of the other is bars. Agree, and I will bring my assassins to heal. They watch you always, longing to spray the crimson from your veins. Refuse me, and you'll learn what happens to those who defy Baal's doctrine. So will your friend.
Orin demands a fight to the death. The prize for the victor, the Netherstones, and the chance to control the crown alone. Accept, and you must kill Gortash. Refuse, and your companion's life may be forfeit, as might your own. Orin's assassins will hunt you like prey for slaughter.
So you're stabbing your ally in the back, or rather asking me to. So be it, I will kill Gortash, Lae'zel lives, then we fight for the final Netherstone. Gortash can wait, I'm coming for you first, monster. I'll do it, just please don't hurt Lae'zel. Ooh. Ooh. The thing I'm worried about is Lae'zel dying. That's literally it. Save. That is a very, 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 very long save. In fact, let me do a hard save. Because I'm going right in on her if I can.
Silly little slaughterhound. My assassins will not let you. If you hunt me, then they hunt you.
You are right in front of me.
The Murder Lord will not be denied. Neither will I.
What? Okay, now I'm encumbered because I received a bat. Did Lae'zel just die? Oh my god. Is it really that, like... I went with 3, isn't that the one that I chose? Because that feels really sudden and bullshit that you don't really get an active choice to save her. Like, the antagonist just jumps away and you don't get the option to actually do anything about it. Granted, I was not in a good position to actually fight, but... I hate when games do this to me. I hate when they do it to me, chat. It's not that, like, the choice is hard. It's that you don't know what bullshit outcome the game is going to force on you in the next, like, 2 seconds. In the sense of, like, I can accept her dying if that's, like, the only real way. But, like, the antagonist is right there in front of me. I don't know why I can't force a fight, right? And it's clear that she was not right there in front of me, I guess, but I don't know. What about a scroll of revive? I have to have her body in order to do it, right? Okay, you just received her gear. She didn't die.
Accept.
For sure.
You must kill Gortash. Refuse, and your companion's life.
Because if that's the case, I'll still go with 3, because I don't like negotiating with terrorists.
Assassins will hunt you like prey.
Oh, the murder.
Okay. Let me see here. I got way too much crap in my inventory. Can you carry that? Nope. Can you carry that? Yep. Oh, Gale. Gale. You can carry that. You have so much inventory space.
At the ready.
You know what? We can get a short rest up in this beast. Ah, yes. Noxious fumes. Okay. I think my game is just taking a lot longer to save than it used to. Okay, what I'm going to do, though, I'm going to toggle group mode so that the rest of my group doesn't just run into the noxious flames. Usually... Usually there is
magic touch.
some kind aha.
No one stopped me yet.
There we go.
These boots have seen everything.
Mage hand go? Who needs mage hand? We've got practical solutions now.
Your desire.
Let's get going.
Boom, got it.
Can't afford to stay idle.
Right away.
No, we should actually... Oh, no, Gale! What the heck? Where the heck were you go? Okay, I think he was trying to run through there, but I don't want him to do that. That's just going to result in some terrible damage that I don't need to take. Okay, there's my vent.
I've got a long road ahead. Moving ahead.
Got it. Okay. Sometimes you have to do tedious stuff like this to even have a chance. Go. That shut off all the vents.
What's
That is
in
a
here?
rustic chest.
Can't keep me out.
Let's cancel that. Let's turn off group mode.
What's next, I wonder?
Go ahead and give me guidance.
Don't give me trouble now.
I do not have a lot of these tools remaining. Like a glove. Easy success. Dude, you know how many times I've seen invasion plans for Baldur's Gate? Okay, all of that's getting sent to camp. I will... Can't even pick it up and add it to wares. I guess I'll just send it to camp as well.
Should mind my step.
Oh, Heapside Barracks Cell. So I just came down here and ran into her, which is like low-key kind of wild. Who knows where the heck that leads? Alright, let's get in here.
Time to waste.
Like Shadowheart can't do it. Why is that so tilted? What the heck? Erlak just up there dancing. Then hopefully that's enough for Gale.
Salutations.
Gale can't jump very far. Looks like it was.
You'll never believe this. Time to press ahead.
Stupid wizards with their lack of capability to use anything athletic.
What's that?
Well, that's a wall. I probably can't damage it with the slashing implement. So instead we must go with something that's smashing. Do I have a mace? Not on her, it looks like. Erlak, surely you do. Yes, the clown hammer. The tool of the gods.
Let's move.
Catch you later, Wood.
Can't slow down.
And thank you for the gift. Appreciate it. And Karolak, if I didn't say it, thank you as well for the 8 months. So that goes up. And I don't know where that goes. And that is terrifying to me. 11 Well, let's head this way instead first. Oh, yeah. Guess what? Good news, everyone. I completely forgot to say this at the beginning of the stream. Those of you guys that stuck around, I appreciate you. Because apparently I am getting more animated emotes, which is allowing us to have more slots for tier 2 and tier 3 subs. I know that's not the best, but I would 10 times rather be able to make my emotes more available than... Oh, god damn it, I didn't mean to pick that up. Than otherwise. Yeah! No entry, no exit. I don't like the fact that this is red. I'm gonna touch this door first.
Bet I can crack that open.
Nine fingers? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Also, the fact that he was humming the theme is just awesome. I gained 250 experience.
Before you ask, I ain't got none of that plum prosecco. Now, what can I get you, newcomer?
What do you have?
Beverages of distinction, or in some cases, extinction, if you ain't careful. How you feeling today? Lucky?
Sure, show me the liquor list. Why do you have drunken cloth? While drunk, you have advantage on con saving throws. You gain temporary hit points equal to your constitution modifier at the start of your turn. So, and it's just clothing. Yeah, this is drunken brawler monk type stuff. That's kind of wild.
What are you having?
So wait.
Beverages of distinction. Or in
Okay,
some
hold on.
cases,
Can I...
extinction, if you ain't careful. How you
Can I
feeling
sell wares? Yes. Down, down, down by the river. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do do do. Definitely a broom of flying. Chicken's not included. I don't remember if that's like a special thing, because that seems to be a special thing. That doesn't. Rope certainly isn't, though I wish it were.
Don't burn yourself.
Down, down,
What a charm.
down the river. Ooh, doo.
Let's get on with it.
Quite ready for you.
Okay.
I want to have a word.
Don't mind the lady's court. Just a game we play. Figuring how we'll kill you if you cross 9 fingers.
Bare hands.
What? 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 I don't have bare hands. You have bare hands.
What's the point in paying the guild for protection when they've pulled back all their crews? There's a bloody army coming.
Why is she gyrating so much?
Careful around the Steel Watch. The old guard gave thieves a slap on the wrist, but those bolted bastards, whew, will rip off the whole damn arm.
Okay, so this is actually the Thieves Guild. I figured as much.
You did not see me. A peer of the Parliament openly walking the Guildhall would sell a few copies of Baldur's Mouth, I expect.
No distractions, mate. Nine Fingers has me watching over Pierre Priss here. Wants her friends in Parliament close with this new Duke making moves.
A charm, of course. And then you'll do it yourself.
What?
I'll give it a shot.
What? Lady AQ still playing that game? I don't have one ready.
I feel like I'm missing something. Like, because I came in here in a way that I was not supposed to. That, like, I have completely missed whatever the initiation rite was.
It's an orphanage, Ukta. What would you have me do? Seize their toys as payment?
Yes.
Well, they failed to pay tribute. We should withdraw our protection, at the very least.
And cede more ground to the Stone Lord? You're not suggesting I yield a single inch of the city, my city, to this cult?
We already look weak. If you're seen to be forgiving debts...
I didn't say forgive. Seize the building. Arm any children old enough. If they protect what's mine, we'll consider that a start on what's owed.
Yes, Guildmaster. Excuse me? This is a private council.
What happened
Keep
to your
underpants
neck?
clean, Uktar. We're playing host to a hero. You recall our reports of Ketheric Thorm, General of the Absolute, Champion of Merkel, unkillable Tyrant of Moonrise. Meet the one who killed him.
Yeah, I'm not wearing his armor. And you're the Nine Fingers.
A little less impressive as revelations go. You'll forgive the spying, I hope. For anyone of interest passing through our gates. I'd say you qualify. I already know the one thing about you that I need to. You've crossed paths with the cult's leadership before, and you're still standing. I mean to burn the Absolute from the face of my city. So if you mean to help, congratulations. We just became the best of friends.
Sweet. Yeah, why do I need the guild? I've been doing well enough without you so far.
You have. But don't be so quick to bat away a helping hand. We find few enough of them in this city. The Flaming Fist can be bought. The Harpers are scattered, and the Parliament of Peers, well, they're just generally too inbred to be useful. The
Wow.
Absolute's at our gate, and the Guild are the only ones truly standing against it.
What can I do to help?
I was planning to soften you up a bit first, but... Straight to business then.
You're gonna show me what
You've
you can
been
do with your
seen
missing
a certain
pinky finger?
Harper. Grey of hair, somewhat spiky of manner.
You know Jehudi?
We're practically sisters. So much so, I even stopped trying to have her killed a few years back. I need to speak with her. She's still getting the lay of the land, I expect. I have information that might help with that. So, reminder to pay an old friend a visit, would you?
Can you just tell me?
I could, but she wouldn't thank either of us for that. Trust me. Now, is there anything else you need?
A fresh set of
Knowing
information.
what I know usually comes at a cost. But let's say we'll put it on your tab.
Maybe switch character mid-conversation and attacker? No. I am a paladin, okay? I might be covered in the blood of my enemies, but I am a paladin through and through. Who is the Stone Lord?
Leader of some new crew that's intent on paining my arse. If he was just another upstart who didn't like paying guild dues, fair enough. But he and his crew make no demands. Leave no survivors to pass on the message. All I know is that on every scrap of ground he takes from me, the cult of the Absolute soon starts sprouting. Doesn't matter. Whatever god the prick prays to, I'll send him to meet it soon enough.
Yeah, that's actually all I need to know. I don't need to know anything else from her. I'm sorry. Everything else is just wasting time with her, basically going over all of the fluff. I'm not sure I should click on that.
Still me, even after everything.
So clearly they tried to hide quite a bit down here.
I'm sorry, sweetie pie. I don't do requests. But toss me a few coppers, and I'll shoot you a saucy wink across the bar.
Chad, I feel like I'm being seduced by the lusty Argonian right now.
I could smell the good taste on you the moment you walked over here. Maybe I'll even throw in that saucy wink for free.
Oh, man. Bad twin 3-piece? Oh, he's a tripod. And the only thing I'm looking for is actually, like, wherever the other way out of this place is. Because I'm curious as to how you were supposed to enter this area. And I suspect it's this door here. Well, my character's certainly the fastest out of everyone. And it is not even close. I was wondering if you're able to get multiple or the same of the 4-star in a new account summon. You can get multiple on JP. They changed it. But I think that, like, I think they increased the rate at which you can get multiple, and you're more likely to. But why? I don't think NA has that yet, if that's what you're asking. Like, you can still get multiple, but they didn't have the increased rate.
Look at that cloud! Looks just like a Hollyphant, that does.
You're supposed to be looking out for us, not the bloody skies.
Not my fault.
Huh. It's wild because I want to, like, explore all of this and be thorough, but I also don't feel like I can be. Oh, why are these people dead?
The broadsheet's gone to pot ever since I left.
And have them lock us up for 2 murders we didn't do. I'm too scared to come here anyway. We'd have better luck with a guild. Little un found his folks gutted. Didn't see it happen though, thank the gods. City's home to some proper sick bastards.
Yeah, I agree with that. But cities are so much better than the countryside, they say. Meanwhile, murder. Okay. Yo, what up? I want this guy. Go talk to Clank chat. Oh.
God's damned hypocrites.
Why would you
The
spit at
blade
me?
of frontiers, all pomp and empty oaths. The Sword Coast's most dashing fraud. You are either a fool for trusting him, or a wretch for conspiring with him. Doesn't matter which. Lady Mizora told me everything. How Will slaughtered his own father. How he craves his power. How he means to make the city bow to him and him alone. This city holds no place for you, or for Ravengard's treacherous spawn.
They don't actually have the detect thoughts power, so that's gotta be an Ithalid power. And in this version, chat, if you guys haven't ever seen me play my campaign before, I have used 0 Ithalid powers the entire time. So, we're gonna go with Persuasion, try to make our way out of this one. We're gonna get Guidance in here. We've got a nice spicy plus 8 to 11. Hopefully we get a decent roll. We did not. Need exactly an 11, and we don't get it. Okay. So, thankfully I have Inspiration. Something higher than a 7? 10? That's a little bit more doable. In fact, that should be enough to minimally make it, and we get the min roll and still do.
At ease. By the living gods, I believe you. What darkness has fallen upon us? There's
Mizora.
something you must know. I should have told Will sooner, but I'd hoped somehow Ravengard would return to us. He knew about the Absolute. I thought little of it at first, but he realized the danger before anyone else did. He understood that if the cult were successful in raising an army, Baldur's Gate would be doomed. Before the Absolutists abducted him, he told me that should he fall, I should seek Will out and give him a message. Will was schooled in the ways of the great champions. He is to use those lessons to wake the worm sleeping beneath Baldur's Gate. The worm is oath-bound to answer the call and come to the city's aid.
Oh. About that. I may have killed them.
Dead. So once more, fortune turns against us. We need to prepare for battle. I will head out and seek out more allies to help our cause. The fate of the city now rests with us. Have courage. May we drive the Absolute forever from the coast.
How about we just kill the Absolute? We make it not Absolute. Also, I like how, like, that just triggered. I didn't even get to come in here.
Let me back in. I'll bring Leroican out here, you tin tube. You tell Leroican I went for his goddamn night song, and now he has to pay up. What are you looking at? Shit, it's you. You went looking for the night song after me. Please tell me you found it.
Nope.
Answer the question. Did you find it or not?
Oh my god. I would have to attack. So I can either tell the truth, lie, or attack. Why don't they let you say nothing? What the shit? Oh my god. I'm gonna try to lie my way out of this. I shouldn't, but I will try. Oh boy. That doesn't pass. Yeah, why not? That's inspiration. If this fails, though, I'm just gonna let it fail. Yeah, we're good. I don't like using more than one inspiration
Hope
on
you
something.
lost fewer people along the way than I did. Bloody goblins. Loroakan should have warned us. If she's out there, I'm gonna find her. You mark my words.
What do you mean, she? How do you know the night song is a she? Do you mean Loroakan?
Look around you. Indulge your curiosity.
Ah,
Sorcerer's
there's a
Sundries is
water
the
elemental? Looks
finest
like it should be
purveyor
air.
of Magical miscellany for miles around.
Lava elemental.
What they sell is far more precious than mere sword or shield. They sell knowledge, ingenuity, the wisdom of mages past.
Not everyone can just wave their hands
Not a dicky up some hair oils ready for your fountain.
I've a good mind to march up there and speak to Loroakan myself.
That's why we need.
Welcome, dear patron, to Sorcerer's Sundries. I am an unperson in service of the revered wizard Loroakan, proprietor of this fine establishment. To browse our wares, say trade. To provide information about the night song, say night song. If you are a city official here to collect dues, say taxes. For all other inquiries, say other.
I hate that this is literally an automated help system. Just like if you were calling in. You know what? Let's ask 5.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand your query.
Oh no.
To browse our wares,
No.
say if you are a city official
No.
here to collect dues, say taxes. For all other inquiries, say other. You are not Mr. Marvin Hudd, the collections officer assigned to this establishment.
Oh no! Come on, my rolls are oh wow, we actually succeeded. I was gonna say, my rolls are trash.
Logic detected. Petition approved. Enjoy. How else can I help you today? To learn more about the search for the Night Song, say Night Song. To learn more about Master Loroakan, say Loroakan. To learn more about my good self, say Projection. The Night Song is a relic, hidden in an underground temple beneath a settlement near the river Chionthar. Master Loroakan is offering a considerable sum for the object's retrieval.
Uh-huh.
The provision of information that leads to the retrieval of the Night Song is worth a great deal to Master Loroakan. Do you have information regarding the Night Song? Please proceed upstairs for further instructions. Thank you. Please come again soon and have a magical day.
Oh my god. Well, let's see if we can trade with them real fast.
Welcome back. Enjoy our unmatched selection.
Okay, so what does he actually have? Armor of Landfall. Get a +1 bonus to spell save DC. Green bed regeneration. When starting on your turn on plant growth surface or vine surface, regain 1d4 hit points, advantage on con saving throws, and the plant growth transmutation spell. So basically, it gives you the ability to make plants grow, and then when you stand on it, you get benefits. At the beginning of your turn, the ring activates and heals you 1 to 4 hit points. That's kind of nice, but that's also kind of shit, because it's very low. Cantrips that cost an action cost a bonus action instead. Be used once per short rest. That's strong, but the fact that it's only usable once is not. Defire's Rejuvenation, so the Vest of Soul Rejuvenation. Whenever the wearer succeeds on a saving throw against the spell, they regain 1 to 4 hit points. The wearer can use a reaction to make an unarmed strike against any attacker that misses. So that would be a lot better if you were a monk. Then you got Birthright here. It's just +2 charisma. That'd be very nice for a bard. Then Harper Sacred Striker. I think it's a pole. Yeah, it's quarterstaff. Oh my god, it has spirit weapon on it. That's actually kind of nutty if you can make the spirit weapon work. He's got some nice stuff.
Come again soon.
But my character's already pretty loaded out. Like, it's kind of wild, but I think I basically have my in-game stuff unless the game gives me something truly broken.
Patron, to the floor at the top of the stairs.
Oh my god.
If you have information about the let your knowledge deter.
Wait, I feel like I should have listened to him.
Welcome back, dear patron. Remember that the great wizard doesn't let your knowledge deter.
Alright, we're gonna go back down and we're gonna ask about the Roakin here real quick.
Welcome back to Source to learn more about the to truly know Master Leroican is the work of a he resides in Ramesses Tower. Anyone bearing information leading
The great and powerful Leroican offering our humble group an audience. We are honored.
Okay.
The Night Song is an immortal being, the child of a deity. The Night Song is a priceless ruby from a realm beyond our own.
So it's clearly supposed to be that first one, but let's see.
The Night Song is an ancient potion that allows its drinker to become irresistibly attractive to man and god alike. The Night Song is a druidic staff that allows its bearer command over an army of ancient beasts.
Well, this is what it is. Whether or not that's the right answer, because that might not be what he thinks it is. Let's see. Looks like it is.
Hold very still, Nicklaw. Craig's aim is much improved, but still leaves something up to chance.
Yes, sir. All right, Crank.
Ready? Aim. We have a visitor. At ease. McClaw, you may go.
We saved that dude's life. Also, I like how we never take a bath.
I see no night song. Surely you wouldn't have entered my tower without the night song in hand? Surely you wouldn't have wasted my time?
What do you want with her?
Her. Fascinating. You've been to Shah's temple, haven't you? To the Shadowfell?
You speak as though you've seen it yourself.
Alas, I've paid for a good deal of very privileged information. Now I await the results of the generous contract I've commissioned. Answer now, or see what happens when fools misuse my valuable time.
Ooh. Why do you want her so badly?
I'm growing tired of this repartee, my friend. Let us cut to the chase. Beautiful, isn't it? Worth more than your life, too. I bought it from a Kalashite warlock. There's very little of his soul left to him. It can bind a celestial to the wearer's service with a snap of the fingers. And this can keep her in place. Forever.
Clever contraption. Let me guess, like Khadroth Thorn before you wish to become immortal.
It didn't work out for poor Khadroth, did it? He was a fool. A desperate mercenary who poured out his soul to whichever god flattered him. I serve no god, but that which stares back at me in the mirror.
Oh man, he's
The night
full of
song
himself.
will be put to a grand purpose, equalizing man and god. Whoever helps me attain that which I seek will be greatly rewarded.
Yeah, we'll go with the first option here.
Of course not. But perhaps, after enough lifetimes, I might make a start of it.
Oh man. Alright. Yeah. I don't like the way he looks. So we're gonna attempt to intimidate. Thankfully, I have a +4 proficiency to that. Unfortunately, my rolls continue to suck! I have rolled almost entirely below 10. There we go.
I can see you're in no place to have a civilized conversation. Return when an iota of sense has returned to you.
Yeah, something tells me I was gonna have to fight these, weren't I, chat? I was gonna have to fight these if I didn't pass the intimidation check. Ooh, a book throne. My throne. I'm taking a doo-doo on it.
You'll bring him the night song, won't you? He'll be so very pleased.
Okay, but can I, like, insta-give him?
Hey.
Hellish rebuke on me. Yeah. Yo. I don't know how you're able to do so many actions, but okay. She does not have a level 1 spell slot. I can't wait to watch it just like breaks my freaking oath.
Moving.
Okay.
Let's go.
Elemental retort. What the Nah, you get counterspelled. That's way too much freaking damage. He still felt it. Oh my god. Wow. Fuck him. Yeah, I can't wait to watch as he Misty steps away. It's his turn, though. Yeah, that's what I was waiting on. Wait. Wait, why did that not give me my reaction? Oh my god, he summoned another? Okay. Magic missile cannot missile. So, we're gonna upcast this shit. We're gonna make sure he's dead. Ah, there we go. Feels good, man. Then bonk. Dad, you should have brought a friend who'd be happy to fight this chump. You mean the Night Song? Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong, right? But, okay. I don't like the fact that you're just gonna sit there and counter me each time, but whatever. Bro, he's trying to shiv my ass. And I still don't have enough resources because I lack an action. Problem is these guys have area spells, so I don't think I can sanctuary my way out of this, so this may be a oof. Okay, that's pretty much what I figured would happen. That getting Gale? I think it is. It is not. Oh well, Gale's in his best position, though. I still have Bless. That's not good. Man, what do I want to do here? I could divine intervention. Oh good, he's dead. Makes things a little bit easier.
Now this is my happy place.
I gotta remember to do that beforehand. Oh, fly, that's not good. That's not good. Ooh! Ooh! You little bitch! Okay. I don't see how you hit me, but whatever. Yep. Thank you. Please go bye-bye. Enjoy your smite.
Don't waste a step.
Hello there. Also, I don't know how your mage animated when I killed the mage, but whatever. I guess people don't think it'd be like, but it do. Okay. Little bit more there. Gonna provoke that attack of opportunity.
On my way.
Okay, she saved the con saving throw. I got to react back. And then...
Take you.
really upcast healing touch. There. I am going to attempt to separate them as much as it will let me, which is not a lot. I low-key need to finish him. Go. What happens if I shove you? You can shove an elemental and it will fall down. That's kind of wild. And turn. Missed. 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 Gale, you're up. You know what time it is. Level 5 fireball time. Can I get 3 for 1? No. Okay, well, that cooked that one at least, so shouldn't have to worry too much about ranged attacks on Gale for right now. We keep running him backwards into the corner where they can't quite see him. Now it's my turn. Go for the flank. That I don't have to do this. But I shall. Just to get some extra damage on him. Target can't be incorporeal, I see. I only have up to level 3 spell slots, so I'll go ahead and recover a spell slot. Use your great weapon master tech. Thank you, I keep forgetting. We're 100% correct.
Take you.
I somehow don't think he's poisonable, but whatever. And it didn't matter, I missed.
Put him up.
I just like how hard I am to hit. Since I know I'm going to be resting anyways. Oh, we missed.
Don't get too close.
No choice but to keep going.
Bomb. Okay, so this.
At the ready.
Well, I didn't need it. Okay. Okay. That also didn't violate my paladin oath. So clearly he was up to no good. Because normally I'm an Oath of Devotion paladin chat and I can't just murder hobo people like that. But game didn't care. Despair of Athkatla. +1 bonus to spell save, +2 topple. I guess the spell attack rolls could be kind of nice. Otherwise, it's like, I don't really see that that's that big of a deal. You have advantage on saving throws against spells, and it allows me to cast Mirror Image. Okay. So, let's switch to Gale. Yeah, what you wearing? That has Armor of Agathis that I practically never use, so yeah, we will switch. And Morning Frost low-key kind of nice, but I don't have enough cold damage spells is the issue. But it is still better damage.
What to do?
Who's the real Loroakin now? Yeah, do you guys think I get attacked by everyone when I leave here?
Another step forward.
+1 attack rolls are so important. They are. It is kind of nice. I'm not sure the +1 to attack is worth the difference in like 3 damage. Because it's basically like, what, 5% extra chance to hit versus just more damage when you do hit. How did his body get... You know what? I'm not even gonna ask. Oh, sometimes I do hate the camera here.
Looks like a trap there.
Gas pit.
Nasty surprise.
Oh, I knew it.
Is warranted here.
I knew it. Okay, so first of all, chat, let's hit short rest before I trigger something I'm not supposed to.
Still alive, so that's progress.
Because I am standing, like, right on that. Ooh. Ooh. Weave button.
Wonder if the gods are watching me.
Did you get a level right under where you are? So I assume you were saying that when I was up there. So is this like a puzzle I gotta solve? An opulent chest. Something tells me this is a floating tower and not like actual one, because that's, you know, wizards, right?
Anything of use?
Nasty surprise. Caution is warranted here.
Okay, add my bonus. Of course. Failure. Wait, I thought you could use another trap disarm. Yeah. They're gonna stop it. Nope. Let's see if I can light Cloud Kill on fire. I don't remember if you can or not. Look like I can.
At least things have stayed interesting. What path lies before me?
Don't be shy.
I wasn't expecting it, but I'm...
Nope.
What's
Nope.
cooking?
Not what I clicked.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Onward.
Seek and you shall find me. I venture forth.
All's well that ends. Not as bad as it could have. On my way.
Oh, okay.
Be wary. This place is trapped.
Well, there's Crank's dead body. Anything outside? There is one other pedestal outside. That could potentially help. Where was it? Okay, so it's over here to the east. Damage doesn't mean anything if you can't hit. I mean, you're not wrong, right? It's just, it's only 5%. If it were like a +2, I think I'd be like right there with you on this. But I think it's enough of a damage swing with only that I'm not sure that it does. Okay, so I guess I'm just gonna have to touch one of these, and that's the only thing that worries me, because I have no idea what touching is gonna do. What is changing? Whoa. Why is that set off now?
You have my attention.
There's spell list. Oh no, really?
Immediately.
I was gonna say, I think darkness gets rid of cloud kill. Oh, what?
No time to rest. How much farther can I go?
Oh, what?
At the ready. Let's go. Yes, of course.
Okay. Disintegrate. Let's go. Like, low-key, I wish there were almost like a new game plus, where you just started out at max level. I don't think I can just grab them. I think I have to do something to this. Yeah, it's a globe of invulnerability.
Wits and blades always sharp.
Onward in her name. Worth a try.
Annie?
All right. What now?
Oh.
Got to focus. Worth a shot.
Let's cook with fire, baby. Covered.
Okay. Don't think the arcane cannons can hit me.
Ready for another round?
Probably missed it and had to look it up. I was gonna say the enemy turn when it can't hit you is so freaking long. This is the only one I haven't touched. You could probably pop... Well, the problem is they have medium toughness, so like... I was gonna say, I could probably switch to my crossbow on Karlach and try to just shoot them one by one, but that would... Even if I could deal damage, it would take forever.
Here goes.
What did that do? Yeah, chat, what did that do?
Never a dull moment. Let's see what this does.
Yeah, I don't really understand what the solution to this is. Your new player guide's been a huge help. I'm glad to hear it. I know they're long. I wish I could make them more concise, but I tried to like give the best like information and knowledge that I could. Huh? Just saving.
Survival is all that matters.
Oh my god. That finito for tonight. I'm gonna have to reload anyways. So that's nutty. I don't like these stupid arcane cannons. Anything with the sturdy trait just feels really dumb. Because only like certain things can actually damage it. Wish you knew about your new player guide back when I started. My pre-CAD error was all over the place. Yeah. The player guide's basically all of my knowledge incorporated into one thing. Been on FGO since day one, and the new player guide still helps me. Yeah, it's a lot of it's a logic test. Like it's like, here's how to think about things, here's how to approach things, and if you ever forget, you can go back and reference it. So that's low key what I always wanted to do with it. But again, thank you guys for being here. Let me see who all we can give some love to. I am seeing a Mr. Fino on, so I'm going to send you guys over his way. He is doing some Remnant 2. Again, I'll be back tomorrow, or I might take tomorrow off. It just depends. Thursday may be a better day than Friday. I'll try to see. But again, I hope you guys enjoyed today's session. Hopefully we get some good news on JP soon. I don't like to keep talking about it, so. But again, I hope you guys enjoyed. So I will see you guys over there. And again, for you guys on YouTube, have a good evening and later.